Welcome aboard, folks. Thank you very much for joining in on this great radio station, RBN, Real News, Real Talk, Real People, because you can handle the truth on this beautiful, beautiful Sunday, especially here in the western slope of Colorado. And we have a very, very special guest that's going to be with us here in just a minute. And Tatiana Moroz, what a beautiful name, and a beautiful voice, a beautiful singer, songwriter, activist. She started singing when she was just a very young girl, and she's come quite a long ways in her life, and what a great guest to have on Your Voice Counts. So if you would please just hang on, Tatiana, for just a few moments. I have to do some USS Liberty business, as I always do, and we'll get you right on the show. And folks, I want to thank everybody listening in. I do appreciate it. What we do on this show is try to get the truth out. And that's why we're on Republic Broadcasting Network. Folks, you all know I start out the show of remembering my shipmates. And all the listeners that have listened to Your Voice Counts know that. I do this show for the memory of the murdered shipmates, the 34 murdered aboard the USS Liberty and the 174 others wounded, including myself. Folks, some of the wounded were so severely wounded you could hardly look at them. Your heart would ball up inside of you and would bring you to tears. That's how badly these men were wounded. With very little medical help, we only had one doctor aboard, Dr. Kiefer, and a couple corpsmen. With 174 wounded men, can you imagine the task that they had? And these fine American sailors and Marines were brought down by the Zionist state of Israel. The attack lasted about as long as the attack on Pearl Harbor. A long attack. The United States government recalled rescue aircraft when they knew we were under attack by a foreign government. And they left us out there alone. And they knew that Israel was doing the attacking. Our government knew Israel was doing attacking, and they called back the rescue aircraft anyway. In fact, they've been calling back the rescue aircraft ever since June 8, 1967, since this very minute. All administrations have done the same thing. They left us out there to do what the Israelis wanted to do to us, and they did. You know, there's an old saying, and it goes back many, many years. I don't care what service you were in. You join the armed forces, and they say, we will leave no man behind. We will leave no man behind. Well, this government, the government of the United States, left a crew of 294 men and its ship behind to sink and be slaughtered by the Zionist state of Israel. And it is, in my view, one of the greatest crimes that has been committed in this century. They left us out there in our hour of need. Folks, we'll be right back. Hang on to RBN. I'll finish up and we'll get our guest on.
As many of you know, natural supplements are fantastic for your body and have zero side effects. You need to restore your body's natural balance. Terravim strives to carry only the highest quality dietary supplements and natural vitamins that can be beneficial in helping your body recover from the impact of daily stress, allergens, illness, environmental pollution, and the aging process. Why buy from Terravim? Simple. Terravim provides a rewards program. Earn $1 for every $10 spent, free health consultations, free shipping on all orders, and an additional 10% discount on every order when you mention the coupon code RBN. Call 866-647-4372. That's 866-647-4372, or go to terravim.com. That's TERRAVIM.com. Terravim, the best supplements on earth.
Now more than ever, killing many viruses and bacteria in our homes and at work is important. With the flu epidemic running rampant, you need to protect yourself and your family the best you can with purified air. Our air purifiers not only kill many viruses and bacteria in the air, but on surfaces too. Our air purifiers will also kill molds, fungi, mildew, oxidizes chemical fumes and toxic gases, removes dust, pollen, pet odors, and smoke. We have portable units, HVAC and industrial size units. In our homes today, protect your family the best you can by calling 1-877-605-9200 or go to our online store at republicbroadcasting.org. Call today to receive your 10% off and free shipping on any home unit. 1-877-605-9200.
Corporate media dominates the American opinion. Finding independent voices that counter this avalanche is becoming increasingly difficult. With the endless corruption running rampant throughout our government, independent voices are needed more than ever to battle the offensive against our freedoms and liberties. As a listener of RBN, no one understands this concept better than you. Now it's up to you to do your part. The time has come for you to take action and begin broadcasting the truth to hundreds or thousands of people every month. Sound impossible? Quite the contrary. With pointed slogans from LibertyStickers.com, you can reach countless sleeping Americans unaware that they live in a real-life wonderland. LibertyStickers.com has a huge inventory of political bumper stickers and messages that reflect the truth about our government, our politicians, and the future of America. With so many in stock, there's one perfect for you. Visit us today at LibertyStickers.com. Again, that's LibertyStickers.com. Do your part. Your voice is important. Let it be heard.
Welcome back, folks. Thank you very much for hanging on. Real News, Real Talk, Real People on RBN. Because, again, you can't handle the truth. And the truth is, folks, what I'm trying to do here is let you know about the enormous cover-up by the United States of America and the Zionist state of Israel in the murderous, slaughterous, filthy, backstabbing attack on one of our finest ships in the United States Navy, the USS Liberty. It was cold-blooded, premeditated murder, folks, of Americans on the high seas. An act of war against you, all of you in America, your family, your friends. An act of war. And the war crimes they committed against the crew, it follows over to you too, folks. I mean, you know, when they commit war crimes, they commit war crimes against all of us. It's just not one of us. We're all Americans here. And when they murdered your sons on the high seas, as they've gotten by with murdering so many other people by the state of Israel, the Zionist state of Israel, and our government does nothing about it. You know, I've told the local sheriff, I've told my congressman, I've told the mayors, I've told senators, I've told men in high places in the military, I've told many, many presidents about the cold-blooded murder and cover-up about the USS Liberty attack, and they all turned their heads. They looked the other way. This was no mistaken identity, folks. The United States and Israel both knew we were being attacked by the state of Israel, and they did it anyway. They wanted us all to sink and blame it on Egypt. You think we were close to nuclear war? Now, we were within seconds of a nuclear war in 1967. I tell you this because we are the people. The people of this country elect our officials to tell the truth, to be honest. On Fox News, they say, fair and balanced. Well, it certainly isn't fair and balanced when it comes to Israel, as is all the mainstream media. They go completely with Israel. Anything Israel says or wants, they get. Our government is completely controlled by the Zionist state of Israel and their flunkies, ADL, AIPAC, ICE, and many, many other supporters of the Zionist state of Israel, naming many, many in this country the Christian Zionists to support Israel rather than their own members of their own society and their own country. This is America, folks. And if we don't take it back, we're going to lose it. We're going to be a fourth or fifth world country if we do not take heed of what has happened to this country, all for the sake of Israel. We were giving them $8 million a few days ago. Now we're giving them $11 million a day, thanks to Obama, President Obama. We have to get over this. We have to get over this terrible, terrible cover-up, this act of war and war crimes. You can remember the Nuremberg trials. They went after him. Israel went after him. The Jews went after him. Anybody that had anything to do with the Nazis, they went after him, and they're still going after him. As they should when they commit war crimes, when they murder people. You're darn right they should go after him, and I encourage them to get every last one of them that committed murder, war crimes against innocent people. As I do the same for the United States of America. Get some guts, Congress. Get some guts, presidents, please. And bring these war criminals in front of you, in front of a tribunal, in front of Congress. And ask the survivors. We know the truth. You've never done that for us. You left us then and you left us now. Just because we're getting older doesn't mean that the hurt isn't still there. Just because we're getting older doesn't mean that you can't see your shipmates being blown to bits. Just because you're getting older, it doesn't mean that you don't want that to happen to your son. My son just got back from Afghanistan. He spent 24 months in a Wounded Warrior program, all for the state of Israel. Is he ever going to be the same? No. But he fought for his country. And he did it proudly. But he does know who he fought it for now. Iraq, Afghanistan, was all fought for the state of Israel. Now they're trying to get us in a war with Iran and Syria and who else knows how many other countries that they would like to get us involved in. So that's the way it is, folks. America is not the America that our fathers came home to in 1945 and 1946. It's been going downhill ever since. I love America. I love my brothers and sisters. And I love all of you. That's why I do this radio show. I don't want this to happen to you. So, folks, take charge of your life. Write your congressmen and senators, no matter if you think it does any good or not. Let them know, hey, we run this country, not Israel. And also let them know no more aid to Israel, no more aid to Israel, no more aid to anybody. We take care of America first and America only. Then we give what's left over to the rest of the world as we've always done. I'm going to get off my high horse, and I have to thank RBN, John Statmiller, our board operator today, Sam, one of the finest on Real News, Real Talk. RBN, the finest station that I know of in this country. Thank you, John Statmiller, for standing by the crew of the USS Liberty. Thank you, RBN, John Statmiller, for standing by America. Thank you, RBN, John Statmiller, for standing by your beliefs. No matter how much heat you take, you stand by it, and I'm proud of you for that. I always will be. I want to thank Kat Faber, a fabulous singer that does our songs, a beautiful, beautiful voice, an angel sent from heaven to help the USS Liberty. What a producer she is. Ron Kukl, a great man. Ron was in charge of body recovery and identification on the USS Liberty. Who would like that job? Nobody. And also my great friend John Gadusco, former officer aboard the USS Liberty. He got off just before our last cruise. John was a senior intelligence officer aboard the USS Liberty and has one of the finest websites out there. Please, folks, go to tinyurl.com/USS Liberty. tinyurl.com/USS Liberty. And finally, folks, how to get my book, What I Saw That Day. Just go to 888-698-8706. 888-698-8706 to order What I Saw That Day. You tell them you heard it on this radio station. They'll give you a great discount. Now, if I may, bring up a very, very special guest. My honor to welcome Tatiana Moroz. I hope I got your name right. And
it's actually Tatiana Moroz. Thank you for having me, though.
Tatiana Moroz. Thank you. I apologize. I do butcher the American English language terribly, and I apologize. Tatiana.
Oh, it's okay. People get my name wrong all the time, so that's why I'm here.
Okay. Well, listen. I wanted to read a little bio of yours, if I could, and then we're going to probably go into a break. But I'm just going to read this. Tatiana is a singer-songwriter who grew up in New Jersey at Berklee College of Music. She studied jazz, vocals, and music business. Tatiana has been singing and performing for people since she was very young, whether it was for her fellow summer campers in Poland as a child or for large crowds in New York City. She always knew music was her life. After graduation, she returned to New York City and began working in some of the top recording studios. God bless you for that. It was during this time when she experienced love in life and began to focus on her songwriting. She soon completed her debut of 12 songs, written, sung, and produced by Tatiana herself. After performing with an even stronger conviction that music was the right path, since her debut, she released 2 EPs and her follow-up titled Love and Liberty. Tatiana has also become an active member of the Liberty Movement and has loved meeting inspiring people from all different backgrounds. She has had the honor of performing at some of the incredible libertarian events, including Paul Fest, Liberty Love Fest, Philly Freedom Rally, and several Libertarian Party as Congressman Ron Paul and Governor Jerry Johnson events and rallies. At the end of WW2, make a YouTube video, 3 Masters of War 4, playing at the best cards. YouTube SQE2XQM3QFK. I know I went through that pretty fast, but we only got an hour show, and I don't want to take too much time for you. We're going to go to a break in about 60 seconds or so. So please go ahead and tell us why you come on. Your voice counts. Tatiana, hang on. We'll be right back. Real News, Real Talk for People, folks.
Death and the pain will never depart me. I'll hear the bombs again. I'll hear the bombs again.
Ground beef, eggs, butter, cheese, soup, sandwiches, strawberries, ice cream, coffee, and more. What do these foods have in common? They all come in storable, long shelf life food for you to save and use in uncertain times. Rather, if it is a meal or a snack, for a family or just yourself, CampingSurvival.com offers a huge variety of storable food for you to be prepared anytime. Go to CampingSurvival.com to order all your food. Eat today, save it for tomorrow, or store it for years to come. CampingSurvival.com sells healthy, nutritious, storable food in number 10 cans and pouches. Order online today at CampingSurvival.com. Use code FREEDOM and receive 5% off. CampingSurvival.com. Remember, save 5% off with code FREEDOM at CampingSurvival.com on all your prepared food needs.
Herbal Healer Academy's new summer specials. Our 500 parts per million colloidal silver, all sizes on sale. Organic liquid iodine, liquid cal, mag, vitamin D, CoQ10 with Hawthorne, colon enhancer, Super 2, natural laxative, our exceptional product Connexin, memory power, and Super Male and Femplex. All on sale for the summer at herbalhealer.com. Also, 10% off on the HHA survival course. This is an important time to have this information. Might save your life. Nation's leader in supplying quality natural medicine and education. herbalhealer.com. Free online newsletter. Quality natural medicine supplier since 1988. We ship the same day you place your order. Free 128-page catalog with your first order. Go to herbalhealer.com today. herbalhealer.com.
An effective 100% organic nutritional supplement is now available to be shipped out to you rush delivery. Heart and Body Extract is a 100% natural, organic, and wild-crafted formula made out of garlic, hawthorn berries, hawthorn leaves, coleus, motherwort, bilberry, butcher's broom kelp, mistletoe, ginger, and cayenne pepper. It is an excellent formula designed to balance and support the heart and circulatory system. It is extremely effective and starts to work within days. Order your 2-month supply by visiting heartandbody.com or by calling 866-295-5305. 866-295-5305. Take the high road to a long and happy life. heartandbody.com.
Well, finally, the officials back to Washington.
Welcome back, folks.
Sends out a message.
Again, thank you. Welcome back, folks, and thank you for tuning in to Real News, Real Talk, Real People, RBN, because you can handle the truth. And I say that with great, great affection, folks, because this station abides by that. They swear by it. And we get some of the greatest guests on this wonderful station that you can imagine. And we have one of the greater guests that we've had in a long time. And I certainly appreciate you coming on air, man. And please go ahead and tell us why you're on Your Voice Counts.
I'm here, I guess, to talk a little bit with you about liberty.
Okay, let's do that.
Well, go ahead, ask away.
Okay, well, first of all, I know that you don't believe in war, as I don't. When I was a young kid growing up, if you told me that, if you said you were against war, I would think you were, came from Mars or something like that. But I learned a little bit over the years, and I'm certainly against wars and the things that happen in this country and who's running it and why. And I, being a person with your talent, and you're all over the internet, a very, very talented woman, beautiful voice, and you sing wonderful songs about peace, and I'm just so proud of you. And I don't know exactly what you know about the USS Liberty, and a lot of people don't know anything. I was just wondering what your thoughts were on the USS Liberty to begin with.
Well, I don't know too much. So, I heard you speaking about it a little bit before, but I mean, in general, I think that wars are used, the country manipulates things a lot, and they have their own agenda, the government, when they send people off to war. And, of course, that's just not something that I can generally support. So it's very disturbing that it's been going on for this long. But I think that we have modern times now, and we have a lot of access to the internet, and hopefully people can get more educated as time goes on and sort of break up the war racket that we have going on, not just in this country, but I mean, I think all over the world people are not really fans of war unless they've been brainwashed by their government. So, you know, it's a good thing that you're trying to get the word out there, and I guess everybody has to do their own part.
Well, thank you. I appreciate that very much. It means a lot to me, and of course, we all have to do our own part. It's a lot easier to love people than hate them, and it's a lot easier to shake their hand than fight them, and it's a lot easier to go to church with them rather than kill them. So that's where my life has gone, and it is with great pleasure to be on this radio show to get the word out. But with people like you, that music is the soul of the world, in my view. And with your music, you get out very wonderful songs and meanings that touch people's lives. Doesn't it make you happy and proud?
You know what? I was just thinking about that when you were reading my bio, and I guess I'm really hard on myself, and I try and constantly push myself, but it's such an honor to be able to represent something real like this. And when I was growing up, I thought there was nothing cooler than those old protest songs, but there wasn't really anything going on in my generation in terms of the movement. So to be able to be one of the voices that is getting that message out to people, and to the people that already know the message, giving them a little bit of hope, is an unbelievable honor. And honestly, I mean, every singer wants to be famous, blah, 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 but I think I could die happy knowing that I've been able to lend my voice to this movement, because I think that's a greater honor than just being some person on MTV or whatever. I don't know. I think this is a lot cooler and just far more important.
Well, I certainly think you are famous, and many other people do feel the same way. So you've done your part. You're famous, and you're probably going to go a lot more farther than anyone would think. But to be in a movement, and especially to be in a movement with Ron Paul and people like that, I'm sure that was very, very interesting, and I'm sure you learned a lot and was educated and probably educated a few others. And are you going to continue to do that?
Absolutely. Yeah. I mean, I have some great events planned for this year, and I'm consistently involved with everything. Although I guess I have a little bit less faith in the electoral process at this point, just because I saw how Ron Paul was treated. So, but I think that the movement keeps going on even without a specific focus on one candidate. I think it's a philosophical awakening around the world, not just even limited to the United States.
A very good point. And you're talking about how Ron Paul was treated. I was a Ron Paul supporter myself. I mean, the guy is amazing. I never have met him in person. I'm sure you have, but there was a vote Saturday or Sunday morning. I believe it was Saturday morning. About the UN getting involved with the Second Amendment of the United States of America. And there was 46 traitors that voted against the Second Amendment of the United States of America to hand it over to the UN. And 54 decided not to vote for it. But anyway, they're taking people's rights, and they're taking people's liberties away from them. We got the song coming up. We're going to go right back, and we got an 18-minute run, so hang on. We'll probably get some calls. God bless you, and thank you for being on Real News, Real Talk, Real People, RBN.
You're listening to the Republic Broadcasting Network, because you can handle the truth.
For many years, coffee lovers have learned that for the freshest coffee, you need to roast your own beans. Unfortunately, that usually meant paying more per pound for coffee than you could get it at the local grocery. Those wanting to store rich coffee for long-term use have been frustrated with the lack of quality coffee available with a long shelf life. So we usually settle for brand name coffee, either ground or instant. But now we have another solution. Canned green coffee beans. Green coffee beans have not been roasted. And since the bean is not cracked yet, the shelf life is many years longer than roasted or ground coffee. Due to the way it's packed, you can expect these to stay fresh for 20 plus years. Go to campingsurvival.com to order your canned green coffee beans. A single can is only $11.94. Order online today at campingsurvival.com. Use code FREEDOM and receive 5% off. campingsurvival.com. campingsurvival.com.
Corporate media dominates the American opinion. Finding independent voices that counter this avalanche is becoming increasingly difficult. With the endless corruption running rampant throughout our government, independent voices are needed more than ever to battle the offensive against our freedoms and liberties. As a listener of RBN, no one understands this concept better than you. Now it's up to you to do your part. The time has come for you to take action and begin broadcasting the truth to hundreds or thousands of people every month. Sound impossible? Quite the contrary. With pointed slogans from LibertyStickers.com, you can reach countless sleeping Americans unaware that they live in a real-life wonderland. LibertyStickers.com has a huge inventory of political bumper stickers and messages that reflect the truth about our government, our politicians, and the future of America. With so many in stock, there's one perfect for you. Visit us today at LibertyStickers.com. Again, that's LibertyStickers.com. Do your part. Your voice is important. Let it be heard.
The 5 self-evident truths of the Declaration of Independence are the standing definition of our Republican form of government. Each unalienable right has an attached duty because we are all created equal. Like the right, the duty is permanent and non-transferable. There can be no paper to lien the right and no paper to waive the duty. Deriving their just powers from the consent of the governed does not mean if you can think of it, you can consent to it. Truly, it names a condition where a right must be held without violation of its duty by both parties who can then consent. Our grand jury has been destroyed without the consent or the right. Return the grand jury customarily impaneled by the elected county sheriff and one where people can appear with information. McGilvery Machine Company, Reading, Michigan. Innovative research and development of prototype industrial equipment since 1988.
They said that Israeli forces knew not of the liberty's true identity, and so they took advantage of the serenity. They attacked the silent ship.
Welcome back, folks. Welcome back, folks. Again, thank you so much for tuning in to Your Voice Counts. It means a lot. It means a lot to a lot of people. It means a lot that we do not forget our fallen. And we do not leave our soldiers on the battlefield. We come get them. We don't leave them out to be slaughtered by a foreign government. I wanted to, get back to the music part of it. Kat Faber that brings in our songs, and she's, of course, our producer. She's a songwriter, a singer and a songwriter, as you are, and she loves music, as my son does. He's 25, and I think without the music and the country music he sings, that he couldn't have come back the way he has from war in Afghanistan. So music is a universal language, and I think it's just a wonderful, wonderful thing. And if you guys could keep on putting out the songs and what you do, it's certainly more than anybody could ever ask for. And with being a singer-songwriter, I'm sure you travel all over the world. I know you're in a long, long way from America right now. I'm not going to tell anybody where you're at, but you go all over the place. And what do you find Americans think or want or would like to see happen with our country?
Well, it's hard to say because, of course, I see a rising movement of people who are interested in freedom and in getting back to the Constitution and to getting back control of our money and whatnot. But, I'm also sort of preaching to the choir. The people who are coming to see me are already ready for that message. What I would like to do is I think in general people are, even if they're not in the liberty movement, they know that there's something wrong. And I know a lot of people try and avoid that information because they just don't want to think about it. But there's a growing concern in the country of what in the world is going on here. And I think that gives us a great opportunity to explain it to people. And I think that one of the most important things that I think will help convince people is teaching them the principles of Austrian economics. Because, I used to be a big fan of, for example, Dennis Kucinich and the universal health care plan. And I didn't even realize that would actually end up giving people worse health care in the long run. So I think that when you're able to show people things in a little bit of a different way, then that's one way to get through it.
Okay, as you've traveled and done your music and told the people the way you feel and your political views, have you incurred any problems or people that think that perhaps you shouldn't be saying this or that? Because it does happen to people. I just wonder if it's happened to you.
What do you mean?
Well, like people saying that, you shouldn't support Ron Paul, you shouldn't do this, or you shouldn't do that. That's what I mean.
I don't know. I don't really pay too much attention to what people are telling me to think about or do, really.
Well, I don't either. That's why I'm on this radio show. Is because...
I'm just trying to convince people as much as I can, and I try and do it in a way that's not too aggressive because I think that turns some people off. But there are a lot of alarming things going on, and people need to know about it, so I don't shy away from telling them. And although I don't really like arguing with people, and I don't know, it's a little bit difficult to... I feel like people are always looking for that little thing where you say something wrong and then they get you, and I guess I shy away from that a little bit. But I do try and point people in the right direction, and I'll send them articles and stuff like that to kind of prove my point. I think that's what's great about the internet, again, that we can kind of show people exactly what we have in mind.
Oh, absolutely. I agree with you 100%, and I think the internet is the greatest thing that's ever happened for free speech. Let's just hope that it continues, and that they will not shut radio stations like this down and others, and just go with the mainstream media to get the real truth out. But you're not. It seems to me that you're not trying to shove anything down anybody's throat or anything like that. It's just that you're trying to get out the message, and I'm glad that your message is one of peace and not war. And if I was to come up to you and ask you a question about what can we do in America to make America better, what would be your answer?
And the Fed, number one, because if the banksters have control of our money, then there's a lot of limits in terms of what we can do. So I think that would be the number one most important thing, or at least raise awareness about what is going on with the Federal Reserve, and have alternative currencies as options for people. But that, and of course breaking out of having people understand that the mainstream media is brainwashing them would also be really helpful. But unfortunately, people don't really seem to be aware of that a lot of the times. So, I think it's great that there's a lot of independent media out there, but I just wish that it had, and it continues to grow, so it'll get there. But, I wish that, my grandma had alternative media at her house, or my mom and my dad, they like Ron Paul and they like that whole thing, but they don't ever even think to look online for their news. They still turn on the TV. And unfortunately, the only guy who's really on our side on the TV is maybe John Stossel and a couple of others. So, just information is is the main thing that we got to focus on, that and getting back control of our money.
Absolutely. I was hoping you would say that, and I thought you would. The key thing to this country and to the world is the money, and who controls the money, and how it's filtered in. And we all know that the big money comes from, a long line of the Jewish people, and there's nothing wrong with that, to have money. It's just how it's used. And in America, it's used in a very disgusting and deceptive way of I guess you could almost bribery. If you don't go along with the Zionist Israeli line, and they have all the money, and they run the media, they run the music business, they run television, they run about everything because they have the money. And the Federal Reserve is beholding to that very, very tight noose. So you're exactly right with that, and I agree with you totally. And we do listen. We do have a caller, Ron, on line 1 from Wyoming. Do you mind taking a call or two?
No, not at all. Let's do it.
Okay, let's do it. I think I know this guy. He's one of the heroes aboard the USS Liberty. A great man, a good friend, a good Christian, and just all around good guy. And he's helped me in many ways. Ron Kukul, come on board.
Hi, Phil. Now I want to make sure I get this right. The name is Tatiana.
It's Tatiana Moroz.
Tatiana. See how I messed that up? I'm sorry. Now I wanted to ask you something. I actually did that on purpose, because the next thing I wanted to ask you is, did they ever try to shorten that up a little bit?
Tanya.
Tanya?
Yeah, Tanya.
Okay, Tanya.
Tanya. Now that's something I can probably handle. So, anyway, let me bring something up here. You really brought me back when you talked about music. Phil talked about it a little bit. We had to work really hard to find Kat, who had done some music on the Liberty, written these songs many years ago. I mean, we really had to look hard for her. The main reason we did is we've always felt that music is the language of the world, and people will remember music. I remember as a child during World War II, I remember a lot of songs. I still remember them. Coming in on a Wing and a Prayer, things like that, they always stick in your mind. But you know what? Our conversations today isn't going to stick in anybody's mind very long, but that music always does. So it's just my way of thanking Kat for what she's done here. And boy, was she ever hard to find. I'm just sure that you would agree that music sticks longer than someone's long-winded speech.
Absolutely. And it kind of opens people up a little bit. And also it crosses so many different lines. It's not about the color of your skin. It's not even about the language that you speak or where you come from. Music can touch everybody everywhere. And that's why sometimes I specifically won't mention libertarianism per se in my songs. I'll kind of maybe stick with a topic that's a little bit more universal, because I want to lure people in, and it's a little bit of a turnoff sometimes when people have a previous they have a previous misconception about what it is that you are about or what that philosophy is about, because they've been taught one thing when they may not really understand it. So sometimes I don't know. There's lots of places where I could put in different messages, but sometimes I like to keep it a little bit more simple in hopes that it'll bring in more people into the fold.
Yeah, I agree with you 100% on that. And as I said, and thanks, Phil, for not alluding to my age this time. I've been around the block a couple times, and just thinking about when I was 6, 7 years old, World War II was still going on, and my folks used to carry on with these songs that were, they were made popular, very popular, because this country backed our troops back then. Not so sure about it now. But anyway, thanks for coming on the show today, and you just kind of took me back a lot of years, and so thanks a lot.
Well, thank you very much for calling and for your service, of course.
Well, I thank Ron too. Again, a great guy, a good person, a lover of music. In fact, I think he plays the organ or the piano in church when he goes, and I think he goes almost every Sunday to a church that will let him in. And Ron does go back a long, long ways. I mean,
here we go.
Nothing about his age.
Oh,
but
yeah.
He remembers a lot of things that some of us don't. And, it was old war songs back then. Support the troops. And Ron and Tanya, we remember Vietnam very well. Ron and I do. And it was the people that got us out of Vietnam. It was the music. It was the peace signs. It was everything like that. And, of course, we left Vietnam with our tails between our legs. And, when we left Saigon, I'll never forget it. I saw it on TV, but music and the people, it brought this country together like none other. And I would love to see that happen again, where we could just get along with everybody. And I know that's a tough thing to say, let's just get along, but we can do it if we do not stay beholding to one country or the Zionist state of Israel. If we just take care of ourselves, and any leftovers will take care of the rest of the world. But this country needs us. This country needs us bad. It needs all of its citizens to remember America comes first. We're no better than anybody else. But if we do not take care of America first, we won't even be able to take care of our own now. And I can see it coming. I can see the handwriting on the wall.
Bill, can I bring up one more thing before I get off here?
Oh, absolutely. Please do, Ron.
Yeah, Tanya, we get a big kick out of this. We try to keep this lighthearted once in a while. It's not what you call the subject we speak of, the attack on the liberty, is not very lighthearted, but we try to bring some stuff in once in a while. And this age thing with me, Phil's kind of jumped on that, and it does bring a little bit of lightheartedness in the thing, and it doesn't make me angry at all. As a matter of fact, I laugh a lot about it. And I wanted to thank you, Phil, that you never let that get away from anybody.
Well, as old as you are, you sound very young, Ron.
Thanks, Phil.
You're welcome, and call in anytime, Ron. You're always welcome. Again, a true American hero off the USS Liberty. He stayed in Malta and had to pull the 25 dead men out of the torpedo spaces, something that no one should ever have to go through. I was there. I know what happened, and God bless you, Ron, and may you rest easily every night. I know it's not easy, but please come back on the show again. I couldn't do it without you. Tanya, Ron went back to music, and it's so enlightening. Because music is the spirit of the soul, and I love to have people like you on my show that are professionals and love music, and perhaps you can write many songs that will bring people's hearts into a little bit brighter spot and not have so much hate in the world. What do you think?
Oh yeah, that's the goal. I've always felt that way, and it's been very disappointing to see how the music industry has changed so much, and I feel robbed as a member of the planet, not even as a musician, but as a human being, because we don't have any music that's really representing the truth. I mean, of course, there's a few things here and there, but for the most part, if you look at the way that music was used to bring about all the change in the 60s and 70s, it's funny how now they don't even allow any kind of anti-war songs on the radio, even though I'm sure that there's millions upon millions of people who don't approve of how this country is being run right now in that regard. And also, the music is just bad that's on the radio for the most part, and I think that also needs to change.
Boy, you bring up such a valid point. I think of the music now, and I think of the music in the past, and they don't have songs that want to get us out of war. They just want to keep us in war. Hang on, we'll be right back. Real news, real talk, real people. RBN, because you can handle the truth. Thanks, Sam. You're doing a great job. See you in just a minute, folks.
Golden Stag Safaris invites you to hunt in one of Argentina's most beautiful scenarios. Enjoy the quietness of the Pampas and the 5-star accommodation lodge. Excellent food and wine included in your stay. All the while hunting big game in the Argentine Valley, an area known for having a wide range of game, excellent trophies, the biggest stags in South America, as well as many other species. All gold medal quality. One-on-one guided hunts, rental guns available with the highest quality scopes in every caliber, Land Rovers for transport, pickup at Buenos Aires Airport, and a private aircraft for charter is all available. Go to www.goldenstagsafaris.com to see photos and for more information. Again, www.goldenstagsafaris.com.
Time to relax and unwind. What better way to do so than with Santa Barbara bells? For over 25 years, our wind chimes have been helping people to relax and enjoy life. Turn your home environment into a pleasurable experience. From the small overture chime to the large super bass, you will find just the right chime to enjoy. All wood, strings, and cordage are protected for long life, and all parts are rust-proof. You have 10 sizes to choose from. To see and hear more of the chimes, go to santabarbarabells.com or call us at 805-733-1513. Santa Barbara Bells is currently having a springtime sale. Come to the website and save up to 50% on all of our chimes. santabarbarabells.com.
With financial uncertainty circling the globe due to job losses, decline in the housing market, a climate of corruption, bailouts, currency rigging, and unfair competition, many are once more turning to precious metals as the only hedge against the uncertainty of the future. With the U.S. House conducting hearings on proposals to confiscate workers' personal retirement accounts, including 401ks and IRAs, this is the time to secure your assets. Call Republic Trading Group today, 800-691-7898 before this happens, and find out how easy it is to convert your existing IRA and in some instances your 401k plan into real wealth now. Don't let the ravages of hyperinflation caused by the massive increase of fiat currency now flooding world markets affect your retirement account. Call RTG at 800-691-7898 and experience the security and peace of mind that only real gold and silver can offer. That number again is 800-691-7898. Call now.
Welcome back, folks. Welcome back, folks. Here we go again to Real News, Real Talk, Real People on Republic Broadcasting Network, because you can handle the truth. And that's what this show is all about. And, folks, I want to say a couple things, and then I'll let our guest in the show. But, the slaughter of my shipmates happened in 1967, almost 46 years ago, June the 8th. And, nobody should be allowed to get by with cold-blooded, premeditated murder on Americans or anybody else. It just doesn't work that way in a civil society. This is an act of war crimes committed upon all Americans, as I said before, and just not me or the people aboard the or the USS Liberty. But the truth will prevail. The truth must prevail, or our forefathers' Constitution that they fought and died for and spent every penny they had to make sure we had a great country to live in must go on. And I also, Tanya, I'd like to get a book to you if you'd send your address to Kat Faber. I'm sure that your secretary has her email. I want to get you a book if I could, please. And when I always thank Sam, he is our board producer at RBN. I always want to thank him. He's a great guy, and he keeps me in line. He does everything perfectly, and I really, really appreciate it, or this show couldn't go on. And it certainly couldn't go on without great guests like you and great singers like Kat Faber and yourself. And please go ahead and end the show and say whatever you'd like. I'd appreciate it.
Okay, well, first of all, thank you very much for having me on. And if anybody would like to find out more about me, they can go to TatianaMoroz.com, or they can go to my YouTube channel, Forevermore Tatiana. I'm also on Facebook, Tatiana Moroz Music, and Twitter, Queen Tatiana. And I guess my only message is that I hope people out there can support liberty. I know that, Ron Paul is not running for office right now, but there's a lot of great, awesome, liberty-minded folks doing all sorts of great work around the country, and I know that they need support. Not if you can't, donate to them, always, share their stuff and try and get the word out there, because I know a lot of activists are out there working really hard, and they just need to feel appreciated and hopefully sometimes get a couple bucks toward it, because it does take up a lot of time. So I just hope that people can remain enthusiastic, and we don't have to wait another 3 years to get liberty going again.
Oh, absolutely. And liberty is the key word, liberty. It's everywhere. It's on our coins. It's on our one ship. I want to give you a quick lesson on what they did about putting another ship out there called the USS Liberty. They wouldn't do it because of the complications with the USS Liberty and the attack on our ship. They will not ever put another USS Liberty out there until all the survivors are gone and dead. But have you ever thought about running for office? I think that'd be outstanding.
I don't know. I'm getting to a point where I'm wondering if we really need the government in the first place. I don't know. I'm hoping that there could be maybe a worldwide evolution, but you never know.
Well, that's good, and keep that, please, in the back of your mind, or in the front of your mind, or in your heart. But thank you very much for being on the show, and please make sure that your secretary sends Kat your address. I want to get you a book, and we'd like to get you back on again and probably play a song or two. How's that?
That sounds great. I'm actually already looked up the USS Liberty false flags to find out more online, so it'll be, have a more educated discussion on that next time. Thank you so much. Well,
God bless you. Yeah, God bless you, and a safe trip home. And remember, folks, real news, real talk, real people, RBN, because you can't handle the truth. Thank you, Sam. Thank you, John Statmiller. Let's keep it going, folks. Bye-bye.
.com. That's TERRAVIM.com. Terravim, the best supplements on earth.
Now more than ever, killing many viruses and bacteria in our homes and at work is important. With the flu epidemic running rampant, you need to protect yourself and your family the best you can with purified air. Our air purifiers not only kill many viruses and bacteria in the air, but on surfaces too. Our air purifiers will also kill molds, fungi, mildew, oxidizes chemical fumes and toxic gases, removes dust, pollen, pet odors, and smoke. We have portable units, HVAC and industrial size units. In our homes today, protect your family the best you can by calling 1-877-605-9200 or go to our online store at republicbroadcasting.org. Call today to receive your 10% off and free shipping on any home unit. 1-877-605-9200.
Corporate media dominates the American opinion. Finding independent voices that counter this avalanche is becoming increasingly difficult. With the endless corruption running rampant throughout our government, independent voices are needed more than ever to battle the offensive against our freedoms and...
All the listeners that have listened to Your Voice Counts know that. I do this show for the memory of the murdered shipmates, the 34 murdered aboard the USS Liberty and the 174 others wounded, including myself. Folks, some of the wounded were so severely wounded you could hardly look at them. Your heart would ball up inside of you and would bring you to tears. That's how badly these men were wounded. With very little medical help, we only had one doctor aboard, Dr. Kiefer, and a couple corpsmen. With 174 wounded men, can you imagine the task that they had? And these fine American sailors and Marines were brought down by the Zionist state of Israel. The attack lasted about as long as the attack on Pearl Harbor. A long, long attack. The United States government recalled rescue aircraft when they knew we were under attack by a foreign government. And they left us out there alone. And they knew that Israel was doing the attacking. Our government knew Israel was doing attacking, and they called back the rescue aircraft anyway. In fact, they've been calling back the rescue aircraft ever since June 8, 1967, since this very minute. All administrations have done the same thing. They left us out there to do what the Israelis wanted to do to us, and they did. You know, there's an old saying, and it goes back many, many years. I don't care what service you're in. You join the armed forces, and they say, we will leave no man behind. We will leave no man behind. Well, this government, the government of the United States, left a crew of 294 men and its ship behind to sink and be slaughtered by the Zionist state of Israel. And it is, in my view, one of the greatest crimes that has been committed in this century. Welcome aboard, folks. Thank you very much for joining in on this great radio station, RBN, Real News, Real Talk, Real People, because you can handle the truth on this beautiful, beautiful Sunday, especially here in the western slope of Colorado. And we have a very, very special guest that's going to be with us here in just a minute. And Tatiana Moroz, what a beautiful name, and a beautiful voice, a beautiful singer, songwriter, activist. She started singing when she was just a very young girl, and she's come quite a long ways in her life, and what a great guest to have on Your Voice Counts. So if you would please just hang on, Tatiana, for just a few moments. I have to do some USS Liberty business, as I always do, and we'll get you right on the show. And folks, I want to thank everybody listening in. I do appreciate it. What we do on this show is try to get the truth out. And that's why we're on Republic Broadcasting Network. Folks, you all know I start out the show of remembering my shipmates. And they left us out there in our hour of need. Folks, we'll be right back. Hang on to RBN. I'll finish up and we'll get our guest on.
As many of you know, natural supplements are fantastic for your body and have zero side effects. You need to restore your body's natural balance. TerraVim strives to carry only the highest quality dietary supplements and natural vitamins that can be beneficial in helping your body recover from the impact of daily stress, allergens, illness, environmental pollution, and the aging process. Why buy from TerraVim? Simple. TerraVim provides a rewards program. Earn $1 for every $10 spent, free health consultations, free shipping on all orders, and an additional 10% discount on every order when you mention the coupon code RBN. Call 866-647-4372. That's 866-647-4372, or go to TerraVim.